Hello, my name is Twisha Patel and this is the video for the Unit 4 Calculus Summative Presentation. So this is Unit 4, which is curve sketching, and I chose the topic 4.3, which is vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So here we're going to find the vertical and horizontal asymptotes of a rational function. So here I've picked out a rational function which says f of x is equal to x squared plus x minus 6 divided by x squared minus 4. So first we're going to look at how to find the horizontal asymptote. It includes limits as well. So here let me write down the function again. So here we've written down the function again. So here we can use the other basic way, which was just dividing. We first see if the numerator has the similar value with the denominator so that we can divide it, a divisible value. So if we to use the basic method, we can simply say that the horizontal asymptote is equal to x squared divided by x squared as their divisible values. So we'd get x squared divided by x squared, and this would give us 1 as our horizontal asymptote. So we're going to solve it here with limits. So here we have equals to, and now what we're going to do is we'll divide all these values with the number which has the highest value of the degree. So here x squared is the coordinate with the highest value of degree. So what we're going to do is we have limit, which is x approaching infinity, and we'll divide all the values with x squared plus, so here I'll write down all the values. As you see, I've divided it by x squared. Similarly for the denominator, so this is minus 4 divided by x squared. So now what we're going to do is we'll divide this, and once we divide it we get 1 plus x over x squared minus 6 over x squared divided by x squared over I'm sorry, this one, it's 1 minus 4 over x squared. So these are what we get. So now what we're going to do, since we have our limit x approaching infinity, we'll use zeros. So here we substitute all the x values with 0 and we solve it. So here I'll have 0 over 0 squared. So we'll just substitute all the values, that all the x's with the 0, and then we'll solve it. So here this is how it's going to be like. And now once we solve it, what our answer we have is 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. So therefore the horizontal asymptote is equal to 1. So as you see, we got 1 with this simple basic method that we use in functions, but in calculus, in curve sketching, this is how we find the horizontal asymptote of a rational function. So the horizontal asymptote of the function f of x is going to be 1. Now for the vertical asymptote of the rational function, so let me write down the rational function again. So here this was our function that we first found the horizontal asymptote of, and now we're going to find the vertical asymptote. So here we see that basically vertical asymptotes, we deal with the denominators. So here we have x squared minus 4 as our denominator, so we're going to deal with this. So for the vertical asymptote, what we say is the denominator is equal to 0. So x squared minus 4 is going to be equal to 0. So here what we're going to do first is we'll take the 4 to the right hand side, so we'll have our x squared is equal to 4, and then we find the square root, which is, oh, I'm sorry, so here this cancels out, so our x is going to be positive or negative 2. So we have two possible values, but then again we see that we cannot take a positive 2 for the x value, since if we are to substitute 2 instead of x, we'll get 4, which will be 4 minus 4, and it will make the denominator 0. So therefore this value cannot be applied, and therefore our vertical asymptote is going to be equal to negative 2. So now let's look at the behavior of the function as it approaches the asymptotes. So here we're going to look at how the function behaves as it approaches the vertical asymptote negative 2. So here let me just draw the graph here. So the graph will basically look like this, since this is our vertical asymptote 2, negative 2. So graph is somehow like this. So this is how our graph looks like. So we're gonna see how it behaves as it approaches the asymptote. So this is gonna be less than 0, this is less than 0, this as well is gonna be less than 0. So here the graph, see as it approaches, so the first value of the asymptote is negative 2 from the negative side, which is from this side as it approaches from the negative side. So this is going to be a negative infinity because it's going to go downwards, which is negative, and this side again it's negative, so it's going to be a negative infinity, since the x values here and y values as well are going to be all negative. So this is x is equal to negative 2 approaching from the positive side, this positive side. So here our limit is going to be a positive infinity, since all the values as it goes to this side, increasing values are also going to be a positive value of x, and if it goes up on the y-axis it's going to have a positive value as well. So therefore it's going to be a negative infinity, and from the positive side it's going to be a positive infinity. So that's it for my unit 4 presentation. Thank you.